Hey there guys, today we're going to be painting the Executioner from Reaper Miniatures to the Ultimate level standard. First thing we want to do is take a scalpel or other sharp blade and gently trim the casting line off the model. Be very careful with this step and always cut away from yourself. Ultimate level miniatures come with a base and a little pot of gravel. Grab yourself some super glue and carefully stick him to his base. Next, pop some super glue on the top of the base and sprinkle the gravel over it. Lastly, add a little more super glue to the top of his base and dip him in a cup of salt to cover any gaps. I've undercoated the entire model here with tanned shadow using my airbrush, but you can do this by hand if you don't have one. Let's get the messy stuff out the way first. Water down a mix of Stormy Grey and Noir Black and coat the base with this. When it is dry, dip an old brush in some Stormy Grey and wipe most of it off on a rag. Lightly dry brush this across the base to bring out the detail. For his skin, layer over the base coat of a mix of tanned shadow and tanned skin, leaving the base coat showing in the recesses and shadows. Follow this up with a layer of tanned skin on its own, covering a smaller area this time to create a colour gradient. Repeat this step using a mix of tanned skin and tanned highlight. Finally, highlight the very tops of his muscles with tanned highlight. Base coat his hood with Noir Black. Next, mix Noir Black with Stormy Grey to layer up his hood, concentrating this paint around the top of his head and the edges of his frilly bits. Base coat all his leather parts and all the bits that are going to be metal with walnut brown. Next, layer this up with a mix of walnut brown and blackened brown, leaving the dark base coat in the folds. Repeat with black and brown on its own. Finally, for this stage, mix black and brown with intense brown and do a thin highlight on the highest raised edges of his leather. Also paint the axe handle with this. Base coat all of his metal parts with a slightly thinned mix of walnut brown and honed steel. Add a little more honed steel into this mix and start to layer the metal, leaving the darker colour in the gaps between armour plates. Layer up again with pure honed steel. Use polished steel to paint his metal rivets and to do a final edge highlight on his axe blade. Mix a little bit of black and brown into some clear red and dab this onto his axe blade to create some fresh gore. And with that, the model is done. Now don't forget to like and subscribe, check out our other videos, and we will see you soon.